We're no royalty aristocrats, no, nothing fancy like that. There's nae castle sitting high above us here. We're a city of labourers, textile weavers and traders, shipbuilders and engineers. A great hame for great thinkers. Glasgow builds grand with a flourish. Over the top of Grahamstown, a new Victorian station connects us with the rest of the world. A temple to the Industrial Revolution, state-of-the-art stables for iron horses, the beating heart of innovation. Each track an artery pumping blood throughout this country. What eager explorers need is a place to call hame away frae hame. It's times like these when the grand old dame of Gordon Street really comes into her own. Entire floors made of marble mosaic, and running up all 5 levels an ornate staircase. Now she's been given some TLC, vocals done her up, no expense spared, a hotel for the future brought back to former glories. For here she stands, longer than she'd like to let on, 140 years strong and housing grateful travellers back to her beauty of day one. She's no just a bed to rest a weary head, no an endpoint or impasse, but a meeting place where different tracks can cross hands, a destination in her own right, picture perfect for postcards and the like, and always somewhere decent to curry in from a dreich Glasgow storm in a cold winter's night. Caledonian Rail would take you from busy city life to a jaunt up the Clyde to Loch Lomond shores, and for those with time on their hands onto the Highlands for vistas mere dramatic. Awestruck passengers would look from windows onto views pure magic. Never shying away from a challenge, Gallus Glasgow continued to forge paths anew. At the turn of an era with the passing of the crown, instead of industry, technology came to the fore, a seismic shift into modernity. A new connection not only by the tracks we can see, but by images we could share. In a wee room on the 4th floor, instantaneous transmission of living and moving scenes from down in London, John Logie Baird transmitted onto screens. Nothing is as hard for a city as the call to war. Whilst Glasgow prepares, staff of the Central depart to play their role. From her spot, she could see the vital deliveries of munitions, steel and coal. But the hardest part must have been to watch people say goodbye, soldiers leaving for battle as families lined the platforms and concourses below. And here she was to celebrate with those who made it hame, and console others for a return that never came. And in 1939, the sad news of Athena's fall brought a future president commiserating with the city into our halls. Here she was when times became fair, with debutante balls and fashion shows, glamour and fun once again could take place. No matter what, when there's a little sun, you know we'll find a way. Thousands excited queuing round the block for the festivity of the Glasgow Fair. For when the furthest you'd get to go would be down the water on such fair a day. Next stop we must be before catching the ferry on to Rothsay. And if you're lucky, it'll just be like the south of France. Just make sure to bring your brolly and an extra jacket too. It'll end up Baltic down there. You'll catch a cold when that coastal wind batters you. Doesn't take much in this place to follow in the footsteps of the stars. Oh, if these walls could natter. There's been all sorts. Mae West, Gene Kelly, Cary Grant, even that Sinatra. On one such occasion, crowds would stand by their thousands to catch a glimpse of Danny Kaye standing up high, gaying at Laldy frae up in the balcony. And mind Cowboy Roy Rogers when he stayed with his horse. Trigger took it up upon himself to sign in before trotting up the steps to his room. She's no stranger to legendary music makers, with screaming fans desperate to catch a glimpse of their paramour, from Led Zeppelin to the Rolling Stones to the Fab Four. And for any autograph hunters who managed to make their way past the baying crowd, they'd get treasured signatures put upon a famous coupon. And behind all the fuss, the most memorable characters are those who kept her running sound, of course, who throughout their time attending to every guest helped with so many unusual requests. Whether that's catching an errant parrot on the parapets, or standing in on a movie set. 2 real funny guys share a joke with a bellboy whose pencil's too small, whose reply was, "Same size the tips you've given me and all." And when you need that taxi hame, have nae fear, for there Jimmy would be, out where a fireman stands, to hail one for you. Now she's moving on to times more modern. Forever a place to come together, part of the voco family. So whether you're 1 year the wiser or making merry on your way out of university, the Grand Central has held a city's causes for celebrating. Always waiting for those words. Here, are you dancing? The station out there's always been a hame for heartbreaks and heartmakes. Watch from the windows of the champagne bar when folk are meeting that special one. Who was it you winched under the clock we all know so well? Or maybe it was a spot famed for the large howitzer shell. Before too long, that's bells you can hear. Confetti-covered couples passing through the doors, the day they took their wedding vows. The hall filled to the brim, sipping something sparkling and good cheer. Take this handkerchief to dab your eyes. Throw away those tears and fears for past and future, for this is a time for joy. Being able to travel and visit special places will be with us soon. Time for us to spend with our families and friends. And when we can, here she will stand, waiting for when we can come together and build new memories again. When all you want is somewhere to depend on, but still a break from the norm. Reliably different in her own ways. A hotel that cares for our guests as well as this dear green place. We are voco. Let's come together. Come on in and join us at the Grand Central Hotel.